back to another video! FanWing Fest 2026 has just officially kicked off with the North Carolina location this Saturday. Tui had a major reveal for WAF, telling attendees who the protagonist of the next book is going to be. You won't want to miss this video and all the other news I'll share in it. But before we begin, a huge shout out to my patrons. Level 95, The Soul, Nukto, Pyronue, Gavril, Pancake, Gasgrada, Adequin, Alice Cleaver, Moonclaw, Isaac, Iris, Minecraft was 9, Pantala Resident, Rise the Furwing, Crystal, Phantom the Dragon, and Turtle the Seawing. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Links to their social medias are in the description down below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. Also with this video, I'm officially going to start a campaign. This is day one of asking to be invited to the Wings of Fire TV show premiere. As a film student, avid fan of the series, and lover of all things dragons, it would be an extreme honor to document such an incredible experience for you guys as a media guest. The Hybrid Prince left us on one of the biggest cliffhangers Wings of Fire has ever had. Without soaring into spoilers, I'll reveal who's heading the next book of the brand new arc. During Tui's exciting panel, she left the best for last in the form of such a shocking reveal. Book 17 is going to be led by Kinkajou. That's right. Arc 4 continues with this bubbly reigning dragonette getting a main series book after all this time. So far, we've only ever seen her from the perspectives of others, outside of a written portion in the guidebook. If you've read the 16th novel, you'd know why Tui chose her. But in a spoiler-free way of sharing the news, there you have it. Kinkajou is rising to the challenge. And it's our first time at the FanWing leading a main series book since 2013. In the past, Tui originally stated she didn't have any plans to give this dragonette a book. But in recent years, she sort of seemed to change her mind as we got closer to the confirmation today. This is definitely causing a bit of confliction though. While the overall view seems to be positive so far, I do understand the criticism of this choice. And honestly, out of all the plausible options, Kinkajou was kind of last on my preference list. If we're talking FanWing POVs, Tamarin is just somebody I would have been more excited for. I do think Tui could definitely cook with this, but an arc about hybrids, wild wings, and uncharted land, getting a character we've already spent so many books with just isn't all that special on the surface. I get why she did it though, and that's where I'll talk spoilers. Skip to the following timestamp on screen if you haven't yet completed your reading of The Hybrid Prince. There's still more news and updates to share after, so stick around. Okay, spoiler time. Kinkajou was the only non-royal who vanished with the queens during the epilogue of Book 16. So, one benefit of her being the protagonist here is we'll get to figure out some of what's actually going on with the kidnapped dragons. Where are they? Do they have any idea of who took them? What are the dynamics going to be as they try racing back to their kingdoms? And how does Kinkajou fit into that mix? Why was she brought along for the escape? I'm going to talk about her, this choice, and my new theories in a coming video. I understand where Tui is going, but with how few books we might have left in the entire series, reverting back to a character who's gotten a ton of page time just is a little disappointing. I am still endlessly hyped for Book 17, especially if we get closer to the inevitable cover and title reveal. Maybe more info will drop as FanWing Fest keeps going on. Show up, and each time, report what you learn, readers. But that isn't all. Across the day, more information is revealed about WAF. We got that Kinkajou surprise and additional details. At the panel, Tui also spoke about Anemone and Tamarin, saying she wants to do more with this once animus Seawing. If she does, Tamarin will be a huge part in that story. Oh my gosh, I need to see these two together again as they define their relationship. It'd be very interesting to explore Anemone right now after she lost her magic for good. In fact, Tui hopes to return to this princess so much that she even wants to give her her own book someday. If Arc 4's current plot runs short, then I think this would be a good pick to do in one of the two promised bonus novels. But if not, and we somehow do get more Wings of Fire books, I'd say a great time would be to tackle it then. However, if all my royal seeming theories are true, then Anemone being put on the forefront would make total sense, and could even perfectly connect to insane and overarching plots. Anemone is the reincarnation of Pearl, anyone? Or even Lagoon? Oh my gosh, think about Anemone as Lagoon. Tui got the chance to talk about Dugong too, clarifying that this royal mudwing's ancestor was the backup queen mentioned in the guidebook. She somehow ended up on the Dungeon Isles. Man, I hope we get more info on this soon, because count me intrigued. This is seemingly 𝙈𝙬𝙬𝙀, who was meant to inherit the throne from Queen 𝙒𝙬𝙀. When the original ruler died, the heartbreak of her brother running away to be with his lover was too much, and the position of queen fell to her only heir, her sister. 𝙈𝙬𝙬𝙀 wasn't ready to take over a tribe at all, and subsequently cracked under the pressure. 𝙈𝙬𝙬𝙀 ran away, never to be seen again. I'm pretty sure she's the one Tui is referring to, the one who created the only mudwing succession crisis in history. I plan to have a whole video on the topic, but that's an exciting development for sure, and one that makes total sense. Dugong's royal ancestor is pretty distant though. 𝙒𝙬𝙀's family lived 3 generations before Moorhen. And last, but most certainly not least, we have an update regarding the possibility of a new Wings of Fire tribe. To put these questions to rest, for now, Tui didn't entirely dismiss the idea, though clarified that no matter what, Book 17 will not feature any other tribe than what we've seen before. That's a relief to me. I think this series would get too crowded with a whole other type of dragon. What do you think about all this? I'm going to have some videos releasing soon specifically diving into several of these topics, like Kinkajou as the next POV, and the added history of the mudwing succession crisis. I'm still enjoying the Kinkajou reveal nonetheless, even though she wouldn't have been my personal pick. And hey, as another theory goes, maybe she wasn't actually taken, but actually already started her quest for glory. Could this dragonette have already found something suspicious? Was she perhaps brought somewhere else by this mysterious magic? Things are about to get crazy, you guys. But no matter what, since Sky and Peril are confirmed to meet in this book, that means Kinkajou will be around the rest of the main dragons at some point. Take that how you will. Are you happy with this announcement, or are you hoping for somebody else? What can we expect from the grand cover, and how might Kinkajou escape her current danger? Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had an awesome time at the first FanWing Fest, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. And remember, we still have FanWing Fest on May 2nd, May 23rd, May 30th, in the newly unveiled Arizona spot, and June 13th. The fun's not over yet!